Hey everyone, how's it going? OddBall Comics here. So today we're going to talk about the Blonde Phantom because
he's a phantom.
Now, Blonde Phantom first appeared in All Select Comics number 11, created by Stan Lee and artist Sid Shores in 1946 under the company of Timely Comics, who would later become known as Marvel Comics, making her one of Marvel's golden age comic book characters, right next to Namor, the Human Torch, and Captain America. Now, the idea behind Blonde Phantom was to create short stories about a detective duo helping the OSS, which was the Office of Strategic Services, which was a predecessor of the CIA. The duo consisted of Mark Mason, a OSS agent, and the crime fighter we all know as well, Blonde Phantom, who was also secretly Mark's secretary Luis, but he never figured that part out for some reason. It's like right there, you can see it. Now, they would go on missions when it came to guarding nuclear secrets or just solving crimes, and the stories themselves were pretty simple and super short. But that made sense back in the day because after World War II, the interest in superheroes in America was dying, and comics were still considered just for little kids, so the level of writing was really never there for these characters. But after the first appearance of Blonde Phantom, they would change the title of All Select Comics to Blonde Phantom Comics, and you can see it actually in the numbering of the comics because we start at issue 12. Now showing her as a main character of these short stories, we would see her next to other well-known heroes with their own short stories like Namor and the Human Torch, but still we would never see her cross over with these other heroes that would appear in her comic. Now eventually her series, like most, would get cancelled as Timely would move from superheroes to other stories trying to rebrand itself, and we would not see his character for another 40 years, until 1989 when she would be a side character to She-Hulk and would also be a mentor to her. Personally, I like this version of her more than her original run, and at this point, she is in her 60s and has hung up her red dress to be a secretary for a law firm after the passing of her husband, Mark Mason, which she tells us they got married shortly after the original series had ended. Now, Luis would end up breaking the fourth wall, often making the character feel more fun, and with the evolution of just writing from the late 40s to 1989, she actually does feel more real when it comes to her personality, making her more enjoyable to read. Now, at some point, she would fall into a vat of weird goo by the Mole Man, making her look younger. And she would stay like that for a long time, and she would actually end up dating She-Hulk's dad. And also, this transformation would put her on 2011's 100 Sexiest Women in Comics at number 98, showing that she did leave some form of an impression over 20 years later. We would also find out that Luis had a daughter named Wanda with her late husband Mark, who would end up taking the mantle of Blonde Phantom, but changing the name to Phantom Blonde in a way to reinvent herself, kinda. Now, when it comes to powers and abilities, she doesn't have any, but she is shown to be very smart and capable to handle her own in a fight, and she also does carry a .45 automatic pistol and seems to be a very good shot. So all in all, I think it's cool to find these characters that are forgettable when it comes to the history of just comics in general. And so that's why I kind of read about the Blonde Phantom, and from here I actually found a bunch of more characters I want to do some research on. So if you guys like this stuff, I plan on making a series called Forgettable Comics, just so maybe we can look back in the past, do a deep dive on why the character was created, or maybe find out more history about the characters. Other than that, guys, if you like this stuff, feel free to like and subscribe. I want you guys all to have a great day, and I'll check you out in the next video. See ya.